Hey everyone, I am Tamayo from Not Just Any Other YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about the top 10 must-have personality traits in everyone. And by everyone, I mean you, me, my vlogger friends, and pretty much everyone who is and is not watching this video right now. Why do we need to talk about this? Because everyone in the world is suffering. Of course, I don't just mean suffering because of diseases, graft and corruption, calamities, poverty, terrorism, or any other issue. I mean the suffering that people have when they can't find their true selves, when they can't be who they want to be, and when they just don't know what to do anymore with their lives because they have suffered a lot. In this video, we're gonna help you get your groove back and maybe even help you reach the top of the Mount Everest you're climbing right now. Without further ado, let's proceed to the first trait. Number 10. Leader by example. In times like these, there has to be someone who is ready to take the mantle and lead the way towards the light. A leader always steps up to the challenge to serve as a role model to those he governs, especially when nobody else wants to. A leader always puts into action his own beliefs, as he wants every member to recognize him as a reasonable person. After all, nobody likes someone who turns his own back against his own beliefs when the going gets tough. Also, a leader puts his own life on the line, especially when it is necessary and beneficial for the success of the entire team.
Being honest does not necessarily mean you have to be straightforward. Being honest means you can tell the truth to the person involved as long as you pick a right time and right place for a purpose of helping him or her realize his or her mistakes. This is because some things are important and cannot be left untold, as they become a lost opportunities for the persons to change his or her erroneous ways. Being honest means that even if there are many too little consequences in telling the truth, you will do it because you love the person. You want that person to learn from his or her mistakes and become a better version of himself or herself.
Number 8. Fair-minded. Being fair means being able to objectively look at the problem from different angles, to consider everyone's perspective regarding the issue, even if he or she is your friend or your relative, or in some way you're indebted to him or her. In other words, you don't try to favor one person's opinion or even yourself only. Rather, you are open-minded. Open-minded enough to understand and consider all their stands on the issue in order to formulate one wholesome conclusion. Also, you reward the people who are deserving of your trust, who do their best to work hard for the betterment of everyone else. If you're just subjective and not willing to support those who are striving hard, then you're just another one of those who contribute to the evil of this world. Thank you.
Flexibility. Being flexibility means you can adapt to any situation regardless of the circumstances. You are able to learn new things from new problems and come up with the improvised solutions that solve them. You can identify and choose which negative traits you need to lose and positive traits you have to obtain in accordance with the situation. This trait can help you finish your job on time and make and the necessary adjustment to it before presenting to your superiors. Also, this trait is vital not only in accomplishing your job but also in getting through everyday life, whether the conditions are good or not.
Street smart. Being street smart means you have the ability to understand how the world around you works. Being street smart is also known as having gut instinct. Unlike being book smart, which can only be gained through reading and taking exams, being street smart can only be gained through doing hands-on activities in the actual world. Through this, you get to know the ins and outs of every world problem, which can only be gained by doing answer and never through reading. From this world knowledge, you can anticipate plans and prepare for whatever the world throws at you.
Number 5. Decisive. Being decisive does not mean you should be too quick or hasty to make a choice. It means being able to make the best out of the information you currently have. When making a decision, you need to pick the best one in less than a minute. Don't delay it, because when you fail to make a decision, the repercussions will be greater than when you make a bad decision. Also, don't rely on others to make the decisions for you, as it tempts them to make you do their bidding even if it's wrong.
Motivated. Being motivated means voluntarily working hard in order to fulfill the given task. It also means you are motivated for the right reasons, such as minimizing your own capabilities, correcting past mistakes, and etc. This does not include being motivated because of money or because people told you to do so. Plus, despite all odds, you are still inspired enough to do your best in order to accomplish things. You justify the feeling of wanting to have better output when you integrate your motivation into your thoughts, words, and actions.
Number 3. Responsible. If we look at the etymological origin, the meaning of responsibility is not so much related to the tasks performed or the obligations, but rather with the commitment that's involved. Becoming a responsible person means being able to consciously make decisions and conduct behaviors that will help others and improve himself or herself. Most importantly, a responsible person accepts the consequences of his or her own actions and decisions. Therefore, we can define a responsible person as someone who accepts the results of the decisions he or she makes. Oxford Dictionary defines responsibility as the state of being accountable or to blame for something. This definition of responsibility emphasizes the need for the person to comply with the negative consequences of his or her own actions. From what we can see, it is a term that has different evaluations and can be abstract, but we use it regularly in our everyday lives. Being responsible brings us many benefits. It can help you achieve your goals and objectives in any area of your life. Responsibility lets you create morals and principles and helps you to lead your own life the way you want to. Being a responsible person helps us to be more honest. When we always tell the truth and keep our promises, the people around us will believe us and see us as an honest person. To be more independent. Assuming the consequences of our actions will help us make better decisions. Be more reliable. By being responsible, we gain each other's trust, and we also gain confidence in ourselves. Doing the right thing will make us feel good. And even if we are wrong, we will be satisfied because we know that we have done our best.
Okay, second, determined. Being determined means you fully intend to achieve a goal. However, being too determined to only get the job done without quality may lead to being unable to see and correct the errors you have made. Being determined helps you get through the job quickly and efficiently without making any errors. However, being too determined to only get the job done without quality may lead to being unable to see and correct the errors you have made. That is why determination must be kept at a sufficient level, not too high, not too low.
Number 1. Morally upright. There are two reasons, one internally motivated and one externally so, which form two parts of a greater whole. Morally upright people encounter less of a resistance socially. They are better liked and more successful because they have been seen as trustworthy and better for other people and for the society. It pays to have morals, especially if they are closely related to those of the people around you. This is the external reason. When you grow up, you are taught, both by words and by actions, to behave a certain way and follow certain moral code. Most people take in those rules and internalize them, not only into their own actions, but also into how they view the world and how they view themselves. When a person goes against this map of morality that colors their world and their personality, it causes mental pain as well as making them dislike themselves. Most people try to avoid this mental pain through reinforcing again this morality. This is the internal reason. As a whole, the reason why it is important to be moral is so that you'll be well liked and accepted by your peers as well as yourself. You instinctively know that without that, your social standing may be affected and your mental health may falter. And you rightfully avoid that. Those are all our top 10 must-have personality traits. Now be sure to go out there and make good in this world through these traits. With that aside, what do you think are your top 10 must-have personality traits? Please comment, like, share, or subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video.